We're back home. It's been, oh my word, 11, 12 days? We were gone for 10 and then we had a day on each end. Yeah. Is that how you vlog? We're home! Are you glad that we're home? Did you find your tape measure? Oh, fun. You're just speaking gibberish right now. Gideon's happy to be home. He was just sitting on the couch playing with his tape measure and said, we're home. We're home. We're home, just like that. Today is going to be a day of getting back into our routine. We have to sort through all of our mail, and we had packages come while we were gone. We had a really nice trip, and it's also really nice to be home. Coming back to where we live in the Midwest, everything feels so much bigger than being out in DC, just because everything is bigger in the Midwest. Gideon, what are you doing? My husband's transitioning back to night shift because he has to work tonight. Coming home, we left this place in quite a bit of a mess. This is our list of things we needed to do before we left and things to pack. Once we packed, we left, and we kind of just left all the stuff we didn't pack just out. Also cleared out everything in our fridge. Well, there were some things we didn't clear out, so now the fridge really smells. So we gotta take care of cleaning out the fridge. Now I have to get creative of what we're gonna eat for breakfast because we don't have milk or eggs. And I was just planning on doing eggs, but then I realized, I used them all up before we left. What do I have in the freezer? Orange juice. I'll make orange juice and cranberries because we still have those. We gotta use those up. I think he's really happy to be back. Okay, flight-wise, Gideon did pretty well. Honestly, we just gave him the tablet and he watched this helicopter show. He just literally did that the whole flight, both flights, and loved it. And it was quiet, so I actually got to take a little bit of a nap. There are these two guys who were on our plane from DC and then also on our second flight too. And one of them, I asked if they could switch spots with my husband so that we could actually sit together. And he was super nice and accommodating about it. And then they were on the next flight with us. And so he was like, how was your previous flight? And I was like, yeah, I slept. He's like, yeah, you were out. That was so funny because it was like right in front of us. I could tell we were getting into that Midwest nice, except the flight attendant was like, she looked at my pregnant belly and she's like, another one? I feel like it's pretty common to have more than one kid. But she's like, well, I learned after my first one. So I'm like, what? That's so like random. Why should a flight attendant, when I have a kid, see my pregnant belly and be like, I don't know. I'm just like, I feel like this happens a lot. I feel like I am the rule rather than the exception, but okay. I'm like, yep, we're definitely getting into the Midwest. My mom and stepdad picked us up from the airport and then they took us to Ponchero, so we got some food. But what was I saying? Off the counter, please. Gideon slept the whole way on the ride home, which was really nice. I closed my eyes and next thing I know, Gideon was crying, but it was at 6 o'clock. So I'm like, well, he slept all night. So now it's 7:30 and I'm a bit tired still. And my husband, he's just gonna try and sleep as long as he possibly can so he can go to work tonight and work all night. So yeah, I'm just gonna have a slow morning. Basically, today's gonna be unpacking onto breakfast.
2 days later.
All right, it's been a few days. Our anniversary is tomorrow. So I'm making a chocolate cake from my Swedish Cakes and Cookies book because I have a chocolate mousse that came from Sweden and I'm gonna use that as well. His parents gave us this. To kind of cut through all of the chocolate, probably have to get some raspberries. I know my husband really likes chocolate with raspberries, so I think I'll top it with raspberries and do some whipped cream as well. But this is a first for me. I've never made a chocolate cake from scratch. I'm not a huge baker. I do a lot more cooking. I don't do a ton of baking. My husband loves to do the baking. So this is kind of an adventure. Here's the recipe that I'm using. And then I also forgot to soften the butter. So I'm kind of just have it right here, just getting warm by the stove. And then we're almost out of vanilla extract. So I definitely don't have enough of that, but maybe there's enough sugar to carry this through. The thing is, we just got back from a trip like 2 or 3 days ago, and my husband went to the grocery store yesterday. Turns out it was closed because yesterday was January 1st and it was a holiday, so we actually don't have any groceries. We were able to get milk and eggs from a gas station. It's kind of been a challenge of what can I make without groceries in the house. And turns out actually a lot. Yesterday I made lemon chicken with rice because we had leftover lemons and we always have chicken and rice on hand. Like I said, there's some things that we always have on hand no matter what. And we still have those. We just don't have the perishable ones because we kind of cleaned everything out before we went on our trip. I did do a menu planning video that details all of this. So that's basically why I'm still able to keep cooking. I mean, we got back 3 nights ago and I am still able to keep cooking. I mean, with the addition of milk and eggs. But it was funny because I'm like, there's nothing to eat. And my husband's like, there's a lot to eat. Like, I just look in the cupboard and I just see ingredients. Turns out those ingredients are useful, but it does take a little bit longer. There aren't any quick meals. We don't have bread or lunch meat or like sandwich stuff. But I was thinking I could also make some bread too because we have all the ingredients. Yes, because we just have ingredients. No, it's actually really good. I actually am starting to wonder how long I can go. It's kind of a fun challenge. Also, my shirt's inside out because I was painting. So yesterday, we started kicking off our anniversary weekend. We put Gideon down to bed. Yeah, you went down to bed. We went downstairs and started painting my husband's study. For our anniversary, I want to make his study our project. One, we can do quality time. So I'm like, how about this? We paint your study and we put Star Wars on too. My husband really wants to go through all of the Star Wars movies and I'm like, whew. So I was like, well, for our anniversary, how about we do this? We go through all of the Star Wars movies and also get his study up and running. He's been super, super helpful with all the projects around the house, but his study has become like the last on the list. So I'm like, okay, everything else is to a place where it's good. It doesn't need immediate attention. And I really want him to have a nice study, especially because he's on nights now. So he's up at night and sleeps during the day. And so on his off days, he's up at night, but I want him to have a nice place to go to. So yesterday we got the first coat of primer done. And now we're on to the final coat. I think though my husband wants to do the final coat because my painting skills aren't necessarily, I mean, I think they're fine, but I think my husband would like to do the final coat. This is boiling. I really want to just try and make this space special for him. Like I said, he's been really, really good about just like making everything else a priority. So I'm like, this is our priority now. And it's fun because we get to spend quality time on it together and it's a project we're doing together and we can do it at nap time and when Gideon's in bed. Then we're also still getting to like watch the Star Wars too. So yesterday we did the first one, The Phantom Menace. We finished that. So I've seen all the Star Wars movies before, but I do not remember that one at all. I remember like little tiny bits and pieces. But yeah, I gotta get back to making this cake. I gotta give this my attention right now. 21 weeks. Okay, let's remove. Does this smell like chocolate? Yeah, Mommy's making a chocolate cake. Too loud? I will soon. That is in the oven and now I have a lot of cleanup. So I have finished all the dishes and I cleaned up the kitchen and it feels so nice. But now it's time to start making lunch. So I've literally been in here pretty much all day because I started making breakfast. After breakfast I started making the cake and then cleaning up and now it's almost 11 o'clock and now I'm gonna start making lunch. Oh, thank you, kid. All right, this is Mommy's, okay? Thank you. You brought me some socks with my grabber. Also, pregnancy hack. it's hard to bend down, so I got one of these things. Yes, I did. This is my grabber. You can bend down just fine. You're super low to the ground already. For lunch, see, there we go with that dilemma again, where we don't actually have a ton of food. We just have ingredients. I think we'll have rice and lemon chicken left over. We're gonna eat lunch in half an hour, and then Gideon's gonna go to bed. And then my husband will probably wake up sometime after that. Then we'll go finish downstairs. The cake is out and it's just cooling down. We're all just gonna do the mousse on top, but I think I'm gonna put the mousse in the middle and then do the layer cake.
3 hours later.
Yeah. All right, it's been a couple hours. The cake finished up and the cake's okay. It's actually really hard. So I don't know if it was overcooked. I followed the directions to a T-ish. The cake just ended up being really hard. So I'm hoping that when I put the mousse and the stuff together with it, it will soften it up a little bit. Right now I am getting supper ready. So my husband is out getting groceries, and for supper I am thawing out a freezer meal. I made some white bean turkey chili a few months ago and put it in the freezer bag. So I'm like, hey, that's actually perfect. I have a whole bunch of tortilla chips to use up. So since supper is actually really easy, just waiting for that to thaw, I'm gonna make chocolate covered pretzels to have like a little fun treat tomorrow for our anniversary. Okay, I'm gonna dip these and then I'll send them out to cool. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take a pretzel. We're gonna take some pretzels. Can you put the pretzels in there?
Yeah.
Yeah, put the pretzels in there. Good job. Here's some more.
What's this?
Yep, can you put those in there? Good job. Then we're gonna stir those around.
Good chocolate.
Yeah, we're putting chocolate on them. Okay, and then mommy's gonna take a skewer. And then, there we go. But don't touch these because these, Gideon, are really hot, okay? Can you say hot?
Hot is blow.
Yeah.
Hot and blow?
Yeah, you can blow on them. Good job.
What's it called?
This is called chocolate covered pretzels.
I eat it.
You will soon, but right now they're really hot, so they need to cool. What do you think? Is it yummy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna eat the other one.
You're gonna eat another one? It's hot though. We gotta wait for them to cool.
There's chocolate there? That one?
That one? Are you gonna eat all the broken pieces?
Yeah.
Okay, you can do that. All right, pretzels are cooling and supper is on the stove warming up. Now I got this out for Gideon. So we're just waiting for my husband to get back from grocery shopping. So this I picked up as like a little stocking stuffer. It's a paint with water book. These things are like little specks of paint or something like that. And then you add water and then it kind of just like activates it. Mommy's gonna paint with you.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. Finally cleaned out the fridge. Okay, so my husband got home, just put away all the groceries, and we cleaned out the fridge as well. So that went super fast. Now it's time to eat and then put Gideon down to bed because it is 6:30.
The next day.
All right, it is the next day. Today's our anniversary, so I'm just trying to get things ready. We have some things going on today, so we won't have like a ton of time to do stuff, so we're trying to fit it in between, but I still want to make things special because it is our anniversary. But this cake, this cake, it's rock solid and I don't know why. I wonder if I just baked it too long. I mean, I followed the directions on bake time, but I don't know if we just have a very efficient oven, but this thing is way overbaked, like way overbaked. You wanted to say hi?
Hi.
Hi, are you eating your grapes? Yum.
I'm making bad a lot.
What?
Well, what's your
I can't understand you. It's 7 right now, and so I'm gonna get the cake done and made so I can just put that in the fridge and let that set. And then I'm going to start on lunch and probably get that all prepped. Now I'm going to make the mousse. Turns out we have raspberry mousse as well. This is gonna be a chocolate raspberry cake. So I figured raspberry instead of chocolate would be better to break up the chocolate. Because I'm still planning on doing a chocolate ganache on top. But right now I'm just gonna whisk up the mousse. Now I'm gonna put that in the fridge and let that set until I'm ready to put the ganache on it. So my husband's still on night shift, but he went to bed early last night because this is his weekend off. So he does a little bit of transitioning on the weekends off. So I figured I would bring him some breakfast in bed. Once the espresso's done, I'll throw some hash browns on here and we're good to go. Oh no, not yet. Just wait. Come get the flour for mommy, okay? Mommy has a flour for you to give daddy. All right, let's go give daddy some breakfast. Here, Gideon, you can hold the flour, okay?
Thank you.
Okay, you hold that. All right, let me see. Good job.
2 hours later.
Mommy's making some chocolate. You bumped your head? I'm so sorry. Yeah. You don't want me to kiss it? Okay. Oh, I don't know what I'm doing. So just start from the middle and work your way out.
Nice.
This is the fettuccine alfredo. It's gonna be shrimp, but right now I'm just pressing the garlic and then I'm putting it in with butter. Alright, so I had a really good afternoon. We had lots of yummy food, and now it's time to go over to my sister's place. Every first Sunday of the month we get together and have dinner, so we have that tonight. Here's the aftermath of the kitchen. Yeah, have our work cut out for us when we get home. But anyway, well, we just finished Ticket to Ride and your girl won. Ticket to Ride is actually really fun, and we got the American version.
It's more fun when you win.
Yeah, it is. What was the final score?
We're not going to talk about it.
We only were 15 apart on the scoreboard. Never mind that I lapped him.
We're not
So we were
gonna count
115 apart, but that's okay. This has been a fun 6 years. Fun day celebrating our anniversary. Anyway, I'm gonna end this here and I will see you in the next video. Bye.